the British fleet sailed into the mouth of the Pasco River. 2 weeks before, the British had captured Washington and burned the public buildings. Now they planned their worst fate for Baltimore, a city they called a nest of pirates. But Baltimore was prepared. Fort McHenry had been strengthened, and several gun batteries supported Fort McHenry and guarded the harbor entrance. In the hot weeks of late summer, General Sam Smith had directed citizens, free blacks, soldiers, and slaves to build defenses at Hampstead Hill across the expected route of the British advance. People gave money and supplies, and militia poured into Baltimore. When the British ships appeared, General Smith sent a brigade of militia marching out to North Point Road. As General Smith anticipated, the British attacked by land and sea. On the morning of September 12th, the veteran British soldiers stepped ashore at North Point and began marching toward Baltimore. As a last defense measure, the Americans began sinking merchant ships to block the harbor. Halfway to Baltimore, the British advance guard encountered a party of American riflemen, and in a brief skirmish, the commander, Major General Robert Ross, was killed. Continuing their advance, the British struck the main body of the American forces. The Battle of North Point raged for 2 hours. British experience in numbers forced the Americans to fall back toward the ships. At dawn on September 13th, the British began the second part of their two-pronged attack. British warships opened fire on Fort McHenry. All day the Americans endured the bombardment, feeling, said one defender, like pigs tied by the legs to be shot at. But the rain of bombs and rockets did not weaken the fort. When the British ships moved closer, the fort's cannon drove them back. Meanwhile, on land, the British Army marched toward Baltimore. At Hampstead Hill, the British were stopped by the strong American earthworks and the 10,000 men behind them. Soon after midnight on September 14th, the British Navy made a desperate attempt to create a diversion for the sister army from Great Britain.